You got to have a J-O-B if you want to be with me. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. Let me stop playing around. Week 26, you know what it is. Saving by the numbers. We're still in $7 June. I'm wrapping it up. Got my $7. Hopefully you got yours. If you don't, you just missed out. I'm back with more energy, trying to do what I got to do to make it happen. I think one of the things that I didn't really talk about too much, I don't know if I talked about it, somebody remind me. It's easy to save money, but as the old timer says, what's easy to do is easy not to do. And one of the reasons why I say that is because of emotions, distractions, things that stop us from doing it. Sometimes you get caught up with family issues, sometimes you get caught up with work issues, relationship issues, girlfriend, side chick, baby mother, whoever, who knows, side man, whatever people are into, you know, stuff like that. And I get that. But to stop all that, to try to kind of counteract that, I think it's important to have discipline. And what does that mean? You say, Mel, okay, discipline is just a word. Maybe, you're just forcing yourself to do stuff or, depriving yourself of certain things. And in economics, there's opportunity cost. To do one thing, you have to, give yourself, room to not do something else, where, or in better terms is, in order for you to have the opportunity to do one thing over here, you have to deprive yourself in another instance. So opportunity cost, that's economics, economics 101. We're not going to go too deep into that. But what I want to mean to say is about discipline. Discipline is simply order. How do you order your life? How do you spend your money? How do you put things in perspective? What are your priorities? What are the most important things to spend money on? How much can you actually put to the side and save, realistically, just in a real way, to say, okay, if I took $20, it's not going to break my pocket. Or if I took $1, even if I took 50 cents and just put it in a jar somewhere, is it really going to break me? And I think that is the beginning of the discipline of saving money and learning how to put stuff to the side, because a lot of us don't have the discipline. A lot of us don't have, the self-control to stop ourselves from being able to put money to the side. Because before you can put, large amounts of money to the side, you have to be able to, put smaller amounts and add it up piece by piece, week by week. It has to be something that basically you look at and say, okay, this is a priority, and this, but I can only save an incremental amount because it'll hurt me if I try to put too much to the side. And it's not hard, but because we could easily get distracted with so many things in life, maybe you want to go to the movies, maybe you want to take a trip, maybe you want to go out and do things, but it is important to have, emergency funds. It is important to be able to be frugal with your money and not have to spend money or use your credit card all the time, because some people go into debt trying to do these things when you can actually say, okay, if there's something I want to do 6-7 months out, or if I want to go on a vacation, then maybe it's more prudent or frugal for me to save in advance, so I don't have to put myself out the way by borrowing money, because that's one of the things we don't want to do. We don't want to have to borrow money all the time to try to do the things that we do. But when you save money, a lot of times that is borrowing from your present self to give you into the future. So you look at it that way. There's things that you may want to accomplish and do in the future, but you sacrifice now. So it's like delayed gratification. Yeah, and I think delayed gratification is something that a lot of people don't really get into. It's something where, you say, why should I cheat myself now? I want to enjoy everything now. But the problem with that is that you may have things that are more important later on, especially when it comes to health or retirement, different things that you may want to do, just financial things that may benefit you as far as, your health and well-being, your sanity, stress. And I think sometimes, now is a better time than ever to just start trying to save a little bit at a time. And the reason I say all this is because I want people to know that it is not hard to save money. But it can become hard based upon our mindset, based upon how we see it, how we view it. It may be something we say, well, it's not important, or why should I save money? YOLO, you only live once. I'm living in the moment. I'm doing everything now. And you can do that, but you miss out on so much for the later. And then when you look at the youth, maybe you have kids in your life. Maybe you have family members, friends, or somebody that you want to leave something to. And some people say, well, hey, I'm gonna die with it. I'm gonna put my money in the grave like Drake or something. And you could do that, but there's so much more to explore when you actually begin to say, okay, I'm going to be purposeful with my money, because you don't have to save a dime, but knowing that you could be purposeful with your money and put it to the side and begin to use it for smarter things, and cut corners and save costs on things, can really be a beneficial to you, because it can save you a lot of time and energy trying to find money at the last minute, or borrow money from friends and family, or going to work and trying to ask for a loan or something like that. That's not something that you definitely want to do, but people do it. And if that's your thing, then you can ignore this. But if you want to plan stuff out, be more strategic and frugal with it, begin to be disciplined with your money, begin to be realistic with yourself, and ask yourself questions about how much you can spend, what you should be spending it on, how much you can actually save, whether it be $1, $5, $10, $20. It can save you a lot. And as for the distractions, you have to decide, what's going to be more important to you. What are your priorities? Are you going to allow yourself to be distracted by things that may hinder you from actually being able to put money to the side? Are you going to let the influence of something in the present stop you from, being frugal or fruitful with your money in the future? And it's really about having to decide what's more important to you. Is it more important to you to go to those movies, or to buy those pair of shoes, or to just do whatever it is that you're going to splurge your money on? Or is it more important for you to be fiscally sound and financially secure later on? Because, dimes, and nickels, pennies, quarters, whatever, they add up. They become dollars. Cents becomes dollars. Dollars becomes hundreds of dollars and thousands of dollars. Who knows? If you save up and you're frugal enough with your money, you may even have enough to go buy a house one day. But that's something that's more a little bit advanced. It takes time. You can get there, but it starts off with just a little bit, and you never know. You can stack it up. It can become something that you look back on and say, wow, I did that. I made that happen. But it's also having the belief in yourself, learning how to cut out the distractions and say to yourself, I'm not going to allow myself to be distracted by that. But anyway, thank you for listening. Catch you next week. This is Saving by the Numbers with your man, Mel. Thanks for listening.